you see when you look at these two news articles? Well, I can tell you what I see. I see the same news station, I see the same crime, and I see the same reporter. Now, what's the difference? The difference is that these are two different groups of people. This first group is being portrayed as individuals that are incapable of committing a crime like robbery. This second group is being portrayed as individuals that are capable of committing a crime as robbery at the drop of a dime. According to Dr. Lisa's Wade article in Sociological Images, she discusses that it is the news media's intent to portray different groups of individuals differently. First, there is an impact on the way minorities are portrayed in the news. When news media reporters show minorities on the news, they use things like mugshots or other photos that lead to a stereotype. The reason why this is allowed to continue is because we allow it to happen, and the owners of these news stations allow it to happen. According to the U.S. Fed News Service, people who control the media, mostly white and male, often put out images that they perceive, and those images are then treated either as facts or societal norms. The news is not meant to be a place for the owners or the reporters to discuss their emotions on other races, but to inform us on critical issues. The United States Fed News Service also stated that stereotypes affect jobs in other areas, so when a group is portrayed a certain way, they remain marginalized. And as a result, they cannot live comfortably as a part of the society. And this can be seen across every race. Secondly, the negative portrayal of other races in the news are not always noticeable, but it is happening. We have seen a light shine only on black and white issues, especially with the Black Lives Matter movement. And during this movement, we see victims of police brutality being portrayed as thugs or delinquents instead of as students or family members. Christopher Josie at the University of Illinois did a study on the stereotypes and misrepresentation that persist on the news. And in relation to the U.S. Census, Native Americans are underrepresented and stereotyped as gamblers. Latinos are underrepresented and are stereotyped in a negative manner as migrant workers or undocumented immigrants. Blacks are neither under nor overrepresented. However, they are the most stereotyped group within the sample for crime, welfare, or drugs. Asians avoid socially problematic stereotypes and are associated with technology and science while being underrepresented in the news. As a result of the stereotypes, these races are starting their own television networks. On the Guide to Hispanic television networks, we see a list of TV stations dedicated to just Hispanic issues being reported by Hispanics. This is one of the many solutions to stop the racial bias in the news. Thirdly, there are solutions to this problem, and it starts with us. If any of us are ever wrongfully arrested, we need to do our best to keep our heads held high and smile during this arresting process. The goal is to display our dignity so they cannot use our anger against us. We also need to understand what is happening to us. In an article from usnews.com, Jeff Nisbet states, we can learn from the new research that quite clearly shows us we have a problem with subconscious racial bias. We need to acknowledge the reality and then talk openly about it. Once we can start internally with ourselves, this will help because according to a report by Arizona State University, if we can understand why American race stereotypes take the form they do, we may be able to find a new way of reducing racial prejudices and discrimination. Finally, if innocent, remember to do your best to keep your dignity during the arresting process, so they cannot use your anger against you. In the words of Gandhi, be the change you wish to see in the world. Thank you.